Okay, so we got through number 10, we answered that one. This is part 2 of our review. And this one we said we would expand, so -4 is distributed to the x and to the 2. So that's -4 times x plus -4 times 2. This is -4x plus -8. Negative times positive is a negative. Another way to write this is number 2. So right there, -4x minus 8 is the same thing as -4x plus a -8. Alright, so that's our expanding. Just remember that expanding, it's being multiplied by both terms on the inside. Okay? Number 12, simplify. Alright, might want to do a little rearranging here. Everything's being multiplied, so we really have, doesn't matter which order we multiply in. 4 times 3, x squared times x to the third times y to the second. Alright, remember if we don't have anything up here, that means there's a 1. Okay? So 4 times 3 is 12. And our rule is if we have the same base and we're multiplying, we can add our exponents together. So x to the 5th, 2 plus 3, and y to the third, 1 plus 2. So 12x to the 5th, y to the third. That would have been our last one there, number 4. Moving on. We won't solve this one, but what is the volume of a rectangular prism that is 3 feet by 10 feet by 12 feet? Okay. Volume for a rectangular prism is very simple. We just do length times width times height. So 3 times 10 times 12 should get us the right answer. So 10 times 12 is 120. 120 times 3 is 360. Alright? Doesn't matter which order you multiply in. So it would have been 360 cubic feet. So I will write the answer. Said we wouldn't solve it, but volume is in cubic feet or cubic units. Alright? 14. What is 4.75 times 10 to the 6th in standard form? Alright, that means we're going to move our decimal 6 spots to the right. So 475, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fill these with zeros. And it should be the one that has 4 zeros, so number 3. Remember, the 6 does not mean 6 zeros, it means we move the decimal 6 spots. Okay? So it should be at number 3 right there. Number 15, about how many inches does a 40-inch diameter tire roll in one turn? Use 3.145. So, 40-inch diameter tire, roll in one turn. So that would be the full distance around the tire. So if we started here, it would roll until this point reached this spot again. So that's our distance around, or our circumference. And circumference equals pi times diameter, and it says we have a diameter of 40 inches, and it says about how many inches does this turn. So about says we can round, so I'm going to use 3 for pi. 3 times 40, about 120 inches is what we would say there, about 120 inches. Okay, you could use 3.14 if you wanted to. That formula will also be given tomorrow. Okay, number 16, real quick. An 8-foot diameter circular tabletop has an area, of about how many square feet? I have a little typo in there. So, 8-foot diameter. That's our full way across. That's 8 feet. But area of a circle is pi times radius squared, and it says again has an area of about how many feet? So I'm going to use 3 again for pi. Now if our diameter is 8, that means our radius is half that. So 4 is half of 8. So 3 times 4 to the second, or 3 times 16, and we should get 48 feet squared for that one. Alright, I have to get to my meeting, so I'm going to cut it short here. But we did go through some of the harder ones, but I will show you what the last couple problems will look like. So we're going to get one like this, a simplified problem, where we have to simplify, we have to use order of operations. So here we would do 25 minus 9 first, and we'll get an answer, and then we'll take the square root of this answer, add that to negative 10, and whatever we get, we divide by 2. Okay? We also have one like this where we just add fractions. Now we're going to need a common denominator here. A good common denominator would be 8. So this would turn into 2 over 8. This would be 4 over 8 and 1 over 8. If you do this, you should get number 2, 7/8. And that's what our test looks like tomorrow. So we'll see you then.